Hey, World Entertainment, and could the MCU finally, yes, finally, have the Blade movie ready to go? Because that's the new rumour doing the rounds, that they've now found a director. Now, it's interesting how all these different articles talk about this, but the one we're looking at kind of gives us a better indication of what they're looking at. And you'll see what I mean when we get to it. They're also talking about this thing being ready to film by the beginning of November this year. I'm gonna very much press X to doubt. But we'll have a look at this because it's just nuts. And the funny thing is, they're sticking to their guns with what they want to go with Mahershala Ali and all that stuff. Despite the fact that after Deadpool and Wolverine, everyone, including actors from that movie, were pushing for Marvel to give Wesley Snipes that one more outing. And they seem to be falling on deaf ears when it comes to Marvel and Kevin Feige, because they're like, no, we're still sticking with our ridiculous retarded plan. So we're going to jump into this, but just before we do, yes, it is that time. If you don't mind hitting the sub button, hitting the like button, the share button, all that good stuff, hit that little bell so you don't miss videos and whatnot. It's, you guys, you've been rocking it. You know, the channel all of a sudden has just had this spike, and, you know, thank you very much to all of you. Now, let's jump into this, because this is funny, because, wait till you hear this. Anyway, so Marvel Studios' Blade reboot has been plagued by production woes ever since it was first announced over 4 years ago. It's actually over 5 years ago, going through a number of directors and writers. The project finally seemed to be back on track after a recent update claimed that shooting was set to commence this fall, but we recently learned that director Jan Diemage, or however you pronounce his second name, will no longer helm the movie. These continuous setbacks have led to speculation that the project has been shelved, but we have been assured that it is still moving forward, with Mahershala Ali attached to star as the Daywalker, and we're now hearing that Marvel may have settled on a new director. According to The World of Reels, Jordan Rumi, the studio recently met with several potential directors, and Jeymes Samuel impressed the Marvel brass. He doesn't know if the filmmaker has officially entered talks, but believes there's a good chance he will ultimately land the gig. Now, that part is interesting, that they say it doesn't sound like he's officially entered talks, that he's not officially confirmed to be directing it and stuff. Yet every other article, like different websites and stuff that talk about this, say he has signed on, that he is the guy who's going to direct, that they've hired this guy. And yet you're seeing clearly, and this is all from the same place, the World of Reels. So they've completely ignored the part where he's like, we haven't been told that he's actually officially entered talks. Like, never mind that he's officially directing, that he's even entered talks to direct it. But it says Samuel previously helmed the underrated Netflix western The Harder They Fall, and recent revisionist religious epic The Book of Clarence. You know, the movie that I think made like $1 million at the box office. It was a colossal disaster on the big screen. And we'll go back to this stuff. But Rumi also mentions that the latest draft by Eric Pearson, who is the 6th writer to have been assigned to the script after Michael Green and a bunch of other people, has finally satisfied everyone involved. And there's a good chance the movie will meet its current shoot date of November 1st. And then the rest of this article just talks about everything we've already seen and heard all these other people say. As for Jeymes Samuel, now the one thing this article doesn't talk about that every other one does is that he's basically a full-on newbie to the industry. That is why, make no bones about it, that is why Marvel are interested in hiring him. It's not because he's great at what he does, because he's done nothing. Do you know what he's directed? 4 things. Yeah, 4 things is all he's directed. The Way They Die by Dawn, he directed. JC Legacy, he directed. The Harder They Fall is what he directed. And The Book of Clarence is what he directed. That's it. That's all he's worked on. There's only one other thing that he's ever worked on, and it was a TV special that he was a producer, a creative producer on, and it was the Oscars. Yeah, that's all this guy has worked on. And nothing in it is good. Nothing. He was a part of the music department on The Great Gatsby. Yeah, you remember that movie? That also was a gigantic, colossal failure. This guy as well, here's what he's known as and for. It says, Jeymes Samuel, also known as The Bullets, is an English writer, director, songwriter, and music producer from London. That's what this guy is. And when you see his Instagram, he puts down that he's a comedian as well. You want a guy who is put down as a songwriter and music producer, and that's your choice to make Blade, a multi-million-dollar movie, and you want to put it in this guy's hands. And why? Why would they want it? Well, it's not just because they like him. No, they probably don't really care about him. It's not because he's gonna be the guy that can direct and the only guy who could direct this movie. No, it would be because, he's directed only 4 things. They were all failures. He's basically brand new to the industry. We can bully him and basically make this movie by committee. He'll just be the face for the movie. That'll be it. He won't actually be the one calling the shots. He won't be the one actually directing it. It'll basically be getting made by Kevin Feige. This guy will just be the one that they throw out in front. And he'll be the one that if the movie bombs, they throw him under the bus and go, it was our bad choosing a newbie. We should have known better, but it's all on him. And then he'll have to sit there and go, hang on, like I didn't get to direct this thing. That is the type of crap we're actually looking at. That is why they're interested in this guy. That's the only reason they want him. And yes, if you're wondering, he is a black guy. He's also 45 years of age. So they're very much kind of, well, we're going to use the black guy because that'll be a shield from criticism. Because look, we got a black guy to direct a black guy movie. Okay. And then when it fails, they go, it was his fault. You know, he's too new to the industry. We should have known better, but he told us he could do it and had all the confidence to do it. Yeah, it's gonna be a colossal disaster. By the way, he apparently hasn't even officially entered talks with them. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. You know, if he's this new and he's done next to nothing and everything he has done has failed massively, I think he may actually have people in his ear, rightfully so, saying, don't, for the life of you, don't agree to direct this thing for them. They will destroy you. And maybe the pressure of a budget that will no doubt be well over 200 million would have him kind of go, yeah, I'm a bit too green thumb for this, you know, there's no way. We'll wait and see, and we'll see if he agrees to even do the movie, or if by the end of the week we have a story of another person being looked at. We'll wait and see. So, with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.